When it comes to the big phrase of the best car in the world, it's very controversial. Everyone has their own idea of what they like the most or what is the best for them. So from an objective perspective, we can't really deduce what the best is because of subjectivity. I know, big words. But when that phrase is mentioned, there's always one car that's always lingering around there. And that's the S-Class. Make no mistake, even though this car has 2 doors, it is an S-Class. It's called the CL. It's the W221 version of the S-Class, so actually the old version now. Oh, doesn't time fly here? But anyway, this is the CL. They changed the name in the newer shape. They called it the S-Class Coupe. Kind of a shame. CL felt a little bit different, but besides the name, this is probably the best car in the world. This is the CL500. In the US they called it the 550, but this one is a facelift. So now the pre-facelift actually had a completely different engine to the facelift in the 500. The pre-facelift had a 5.5 litre NA, naturally aspirated, normally aspirated V8 engine. The facelift comes with a completely different engine. It has the 4.7 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine. It is very strong. It makes 320 kilowatt, that's about 429 horsepower and 700 newton meters of torque, all through a 7-speed G-tronic automatic gearbox. Buttery smooth, by the way. So it sounds like it has lots of power and lots of torque. Mercedes say 0 to 100 in under 5 seconds on the CL500. Let's see how that feels. I'm just going to mash it flat. It's in sport mode. Oh, traction control lights coming on. This thing flies, oh my god, that's 100 already. What? That's fast. That is very fast. But the shocking thing is just how smooth it is. Like, you know, when you drive a 7 Series, you feel the gearbox change, you feel that it's moving, you know. But in the CL, they've made this car in such a refined way that even though it's in sport mode, when you mash the throttle, it's not abrupt. It's not, you know, throw you in your seat. It's smooth, continuous power. And then when the gear shift comes, you don't really feel it. It's reasonably fast, obviously, but you don't really feel it. It's insanely refined, and that's beautiful about this car. The steering is very soft and light, quite direct as well. These cars do come with air suspension as standard. It's very nice, it's very soft, it's fantastic. But if you're going to buy a CL, obviously it will be used. Be careful of them because it's a very, very common fault on them. And if it goes, you're going to be looking at about 20 to 25,000 each wheel. So just be careful of that if you're looking at buying an old one. It costs a lot of money, just take it from me. We have quite a bit of experience with these cars. So it is so soft to drive, it's so comforting, it's so relaxing to drive. The only gripe I have with it is probably the seating position. If you go way back in my channel, we had a CL600 before this one, also facelift, and I could never find a very comfortable seating position because I didn't understand why at that time. Now I realize I like to sit quite low in the car, you know. But because this car has the dual screen setup, the dashboard lifts a bit. So if you're going to sit really low, the dashboard is a little bit high, so you do struggle a bit to see over the dashboard, you know, in a comfortable way. I'm about 6 foot, so I'm not that short. So that's just a small little gripe I have. All you do is you just change your seat position. Obviously you set a little bit higher, it's nothing worse than that, but that's the small gripe I have with that. Besides that, it's so comfortable, refined, quiet and relaxing. No tire noise, no wind noise. It's such a good car to drive, oh my goodness. The CL has always been a very understated and under the radar kind of car. Its design is classy but quiet. It doesn't draw too much attention whatsoever. But if you do notice it, you'll know that it's something quite special. The build quality on the interior as well is absolutely super. It has every luxury that you could possibly think of, albeit slightly older technology. But then you just turn on your cooled, massaging seats and waft along. Unless you're in the back seat, then it's a little compromised. I've grown up around S-classes all my life. So, they say when you get used to something, you don't really appreciate it the way it's supposed to be appreciated. I'm kind of guilty of that because I've gotten used to them over the years. But then for a period of time recently, we didn't have any S-classes, so you kind of miss it. And reviewing so many amazing cars through TAL, thank you guys for that, you experience great cars. And the more cars you review, new ones, you say, okay, these cars are great. And then you jump back into an S-Class, even an older one like this, and you realize that this old car is leaps and bounds ahead of so many new cars. When it comes to refinement and comfort and luxury, there's nothing that I've driven till today, except like now Rolls's and stuff, that has this level of comfort and refinement. I've driven new 7 Series also, like new ones. They do not compare to an S-Class, if you ask me, when it comes to just comfortable, soft, refined driving. Technology is a whole other thing now, but just when it comes to refined comfort, there's nothing like an S-Class. And that's why for me, this is one of the best cars, if not the best car in the world.